Thank you. It's going on the YouTubes. Yes, I have to. You have a problem with that? Me too. I don't want to.
Just read it.
No, I don't even know how to see it.
So, thank you, Nathan, for stating the most obvious. If he just says it, we can't see it. And also, like, is there any questions about yesterday's work? Because I can't just say it. I think I drooled a little bit. It's okay. My beard will catch it. What's that?
Right, way faster. So you just say it.
What? Am I? Okay. Brianna's reaction helped me. Anyways, moving along. Moving along to doing some math. Is this recording? Yes. Ignore what Ada said. She has short hands. Okay. Any questions from yesterday's assignment?
Oh, 6.
Number 6. Shall I just say the answer? Whoa, that's crazy. Who drew this? Not me. It's better than that. Find the height of the rock cliff labeled as AB in the sketch below. AB. Okay. So basically we need to find, okay, I'll draw this thing out. All right, I hope this shows up on the screen. Seriously, I'm finally ready to start, and you got start playing the tambourine. Okay, so there's that little kind of triangle, or whatever, little lower maybe, and that's not what it looks like at all, but it's the lower one, 63 and 50. 63 and 50. It's crazy with technology that it's this poor, 63 and 50. And 93, that's an M for meters or something? Anyways, okay, so and 93 is here. So what we need is this side right here, right? Because that's part of the other triangle. And then once we have that part, it'll help us with the other part. So we need this angle. This angle here, it's just on the kind of. Is it mirrored? No. Okay. This angle here is 180 minus 63 minus 50. So it's 130, so it's 70. Is that 67? So that's 67 degrees up there. We need the side, so this will be, we'll just call it X. I don't know, or maybe I'll call it A. I won't change anything right now. A over sine of, why does it sound like it's coming from the hallway? Is that window open?
Yeah.
Because it's coming from the hallway. A over sine of 50 equals 93 over sine of 63. Okay so far?
Yeah.
Wait,
Calculator. Sorry, did you say something?
you have to do your opposites. So 90.
93, 67. Oop, yep, yep. That's what it says. What are you talking about? So sine of 50, make sure it's in degree mode. Sine of 50 equals 0.7666 times 93 equals that, divided by sine of 67, 77.39. Does that sound right-ish?
Yeah.
So now we look at this other triangle. That's supposed to be a right angle? Wow, that's terrible, eh?
Because it's vertical.
Okay, so basically we'll just redraw it. Who cares how it looks there? We'll draw it like this, right angle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not well done. For what it's worth, I will always make my drawings way better than what's in the textbook because I won't do them by hand. Do you want me to keep going, or is that kind of enough for you?
Yeah, because I didn't have all the information because I didn't know.
Yeah. It's not well
Can you
done.
keep going anyways?
Yeah.
Yes, I thought that came from the computer. It's like, she's not here, is she? No. Yes, I can keep going. Okay, so this is 90. This is 31. So this angle here is going to be 180 minus 90, which is 90, minus 31, which is 59. So this angle up here is 59 degrees. I honestly don't know if we need it. Oh yeah, we do. And this is what it wants? Yeah, so this is what we're looking for here, is this side. So it's another unknown side, so we'll say B over sine of what's opposite to that is 31. B over sine of 31 equals 77.39 over sine of 59. Anybody want to know what sine of 90 is?
1.
Yeah, it is. So sine of 31 is 0.515 times 77.39, 77.39 equals 39.85879 divided by sine of 59. 46.5, almost exactly. What is the question saying? Find the height of the rock cliff. It's labeled by AV, so there you go. 46.5 meters. Does that make sense? Oh, look, it's my favorite person.
What's the matter?
Oh, and Mr. Tate is here too. Look at this. Look at this. Watch. Watch this. Watch. 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 Okay, who has the thing? If I if I choose students,
Yeah.
it tells me the password is wrong. I don't know how to enter a password.
Yeah.
So far, I'm correct.
Yeah, so we got new
Right.
Wi-Fi
Thingies.
access ports, right?
Yep.
Is there one in here? I don't think there is one. Anyways, they needed to be connected. And they should have just connected automatically because the password was the same.
Right. That's what I was thinking. That's why I don't understand. Should I restart it or something? Or?
Well, we could try. We could try it. Yeah, restart it. You haven't tried that?
No, I realize I should have. Sorry.
No, yeah, before you called.
But does it still work, right?
I know.
It's. I'm a little bit surprised you didn't walk in the room and it went, oh crap, ring. Because that's usually what happens when you and Brian are around.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, well, thanks. And so if that doesn't work, then I just text Brian or?
Yeah, I can text him because he was asking actually if all the Apple TVs were working.
Well, and I noticed.
I think there's an issue with that.
Yeah, I noticed because only like a short handful came up, like as options, and one of them was Scott's, and so I texted him too to see what he did or what the deal is. But knowing him, he probably just restarted it. And,
Probably. So it doesn't work. I'll text him and see what's going on.
oh, I think it worked. Not say room 4, or is that just what it's labeled as? Oh, it's not connected.
to the network.
Or is it under general? Oops, I was looking. Holy moly, I'm glad I'm recording this lesson.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Otherwise it just would have gone.
Well,
What is it like? How would I, like, if it does that, like, how would I connect or how would I choose the password, or is there something else?
yeah, I don't think you're gonna get onto that one today.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks. Sorry, wasting your time. I mean, could you turn on the light for me, pretty please? So there's not more of it. Okay, anyways, are we good with that? Sadie, were you okay with that? Anybody else need anything from, yeah?
Not this one. but-
Okay, but everybody else is good with this? All right, what you got, Ada?
I don't know why, but like the number 2,
Yeah,
I had no clue what it was asking. It's in line GM A, B, C, D.
Hang on, sister, let me look at it. Number 2, in parallelogram, or parallel lines, what is that? GM, yeah, it's parallelogram. Why don't just write the word? It's parallelogram. ABCD, the diagram BD equals 10. BD, okay, equals 10. The diagonal makes angles of 44 and 33 with the sides. Find the lengths of the sides of the parallelogram. So basically just find all 4 sides, and essentially means you just need to find 2 sides. It's saying it's a parallelogram because then it has certain properties. So that 44 and 33 are going to be like the 33 down here will be 33 up there. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't remember the rules, so I was just.
yeah, no, and that's fine. And I wouldn't expect you to, like, just out of the blue, it's like, hey, parallelogram, remember all the properties? No, too bad. So it's like, if this is 33 and this is 40, I don't remember if that's what it was, then it'll be, this will be 33 and this will be 44.
And it's the same with the other corners, or what's the?
Well, and then these ones, it's just like
Well, what's
180
the-
minus 77, so it'll be 103 and 103.
Okay,
Make sense?
yeah.
Yeah, I would not expect you to have all the properties of a parallelogram memorized for one question for the year, so. Anything else from the assignment? All right, let's get down now to work. Share my screen. What do I want, this one?
Could you actually do those, number 2?
Sure. So if that's, was that right? 33 and 44. This one's 10.
Oh, never mind, I figured it out.
You're welcome. Share screen again. Okay, so I don't have to write this down because shorthand said I just need to say the words. So there's, imagine a triangle. Okay, no, first of all, this is cosine law or law of cosines. But I made a little note here, which would have been clever if I could project something. And that little note says, test is probably going to be next Tuesday. The way it works out, like we have, this is 4.4. So you've got today, tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a lesson. Thursday will be study time. You will also get study time Monday because I don't want to give you a test on Monday. So you come back to a test on Tuesday. The other thing I wanted to say, and I wanted to mention this in physics too, and I forgot, but that's okay because it's the same, some of the same people. Next Friday is when teachers are doing report cards and comments and stuff like that, which means I need to put some marks in there. And the way I've done that in the past is I'm going to kind of figure out what I think your mark should be. I want you to figure out what you think your mark should be, and then we'll compare. And if it's close, then whatever, I'll just go with the higher one. If it's not close, then we'll try and figure out why. So I want to ask you to look at your tests, the evaluations, for lack of a better word, and use that feedback to come up with what you think is a fair mark. Does that make sense? I'm not asking you to do it for me. I know there's probably that thought process because I will do it as well, and I will have what I have for you. And worst case scenario, like this isn't something that I can make you do, but if you want to kind of argue or barter a little bit, then you need to kind of do your work. Because if you don't do it, if you don't like figure it out or anything, I still have to put a mark in. So I'm going to do it anyway. But this will just help you kind of be aware and also have some say. Make sense? So think about that. You've got some time. Ideally, try and figure that out before your test, so that we're not scrambling about that on Wednesday or Thursday, but we can maybe touch base before then. Yep,
So for both classes?
please,
Or for all?
for everything you got me for, yeah. All right. Good to go. So cosine law, I'll just draw what's on my thing. So there's a triangle. Yeah, that was pretty good so far. This is capital A, capital C, capital B, which means this will be little a, little b, little c. And essentially these formulas are all interchangeable. You will get them. You don't need to memorize them. Is it there right? Yeah. I'm going to let you write that down and then I'll write the other ones down, but I want you to see first that really this is the only one you need. Is that window open over there, Edith?
Yeah.
It is, okay. Can you just, did you open it? Can you close it when you go? Not right now, just when you go though, please and thank you. Just in case I forget.
Does that say 2BC cos?
Yeah, this is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos of capital A. You're the closest person to the board, and you can't even read my writing. What does that say about my writing? Pardon me?
Should we answer that?
Kate, please go to the office, but first, get out. Yeah, cos is in cosine. What's that? Holy moly. Disrespect that is rampant. 2bc cos A.
Like as in.
2bc
As in
cos
like
A.
multiplication,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
2 times b times c times the cos of A. That's done today. All right, so what this means is you will be using this formula if you need side A or angle A. That's when you will use this formula. It's going to be one of those two things if you need. Now, the only reason there's three more is because it's going to isolate B and C, but see if you can see the pattern. If you can read my writing, B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2 times what?
BC.
Nope. AC.
Oh.
AC cosine of what? B. You will get all the formulas, but I always want you to think for yourself here, because you don't need all three of them, but you will get them. And then the last one, I'm not writing it neatly because you can figure it out probably. Okay, I'll write it a little bit neatly. So when we're solving triangles, we will use sine law or cosine law. There is the odd time when you'll need like the primary trig ratios. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, and so on and so forth. But these are the new ones. It makes me sad that I just wrote it down and now I'm going to erase it to make room for other stuff. You guys got this all? All right, next. Okay, cosine law. I'll say what it says and then you can write as I speak if you want, or wait. So anyways, this is true for all triangles. Write that down if you want. True for all triangles. This says all three formulas are versions of the same one. I'm not going to write that down. I already told you that. You can write it down if you want. All three formulas are versions of the same one. Examples are 1 to 3 on page 124. And then the assignment. You can't shorten the word assignment. Do. Yes, you can. Do, because I'm too lazy to write 6 letters. Do, page 125. 1 to 7.
Is this just another way of solving the triangle, or are they actually like, yeah?
I'm curious what the or is though, or what?
forgot what I was gonna say, but like,
Like, can you use this in the place of sign law? Or
No,
is there a different situation?
yeah. that's
different,
what I
there's,
was-
yeah, there's different situations. You'll have to decide which one do I use for this. With sign law, you'll have like for sure a side and an angle that correspond. And then you'll have one other thing. It won't be the case with cosine law.
we have
Like
to
co-
decide which one we're gonna use.
Cosine law, you might have all three sides and you have to solve for an angle. You wouldn't be able to use sine law for that.
Right.
Okay, or you might have one angle, and no other angles, and then have to get the side, stuff like that. You'll see. But yes, there's different times. Page 124. Does everybody have this down? I can erase it. Jessica, I hope this makes sense. You can see it. Are you good?
Yeah.
Anybody else? Yep.
When are we gonna be using the circle with the numbers?
With the stuff that we've done already,
Okay, so we're
Yeah.
not using that anymore?
not for the next 3 lessons, no. And part of the reason why I kind of, leaned on, or maybe for lack of a better word, spent a fair amount of time on it, is it's a really big deal next year. Like it's huge next year, so it'll help a lot. You still will need it this year for sure. All right, numero uno. Says, find AC. So I'll just draw the triangle over here. AC. You don't need to copy down the diagram if you don't want it. This is already in your book. So in this case, it says it wants us to find AC, which happens to be little b. So that's what we need to find. And because that's what we need to find, we're going to use the b squared equals blah, blah, blah formula. So b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cos of b. So we would not, with this information, we would not be able to use sine law. And so now all we do, I know like these are new to you and it might be a little bit intimidating, but now we just plug in numbers. B, little b, we don't know that, so that one's the one we're gonna leave. So b squared equals little a is 6. 6 squared plus little c is 4. 4 squared minus 2 times a is 6 times c is 4 times the cos of b is 73. Cool. We start doing some simplifying. 6 squared is 36. 4 squared is 16. Minus 2 times 6 is 12. 12 times 4 is 48. 48 times cos of 73. .2924. Now it's important to not do like 36 to 60 says 4. It says 52 minus 48, that's 4. It's not 4 times this. It's 48 times this. You have to do your multiplication before you do your addition and subtraction. So what I'm going to punch into my calculator is negative, if I can find the negative button, there it is, negative 48 times 0.2924 equals negative 14 and change plus 36 plus 16 equals 37.9648 equals 37.9648. Now we have to take the root of that. $6.2. maybe it's my own kind of, my own preferences. But when it doesn't say, if it doesn't say to 2 decimal places, 1 decimal place or whatever, do 1. 1 decimal place shows it's not a kind of perfectly round answer. Does that make sense? Any problems with that? Why do we have 2? Oh yeah, Jessica's gone. So question 3, if I remember, is a little bit, oh no, that'll be tomorrow. Never mind. Anyways, all the questions are like that. The only difference is when you're going for an angle, then you're gonna have to do inverse cos of whatever the answer is. If you want to just kind of get started on your assignment, that's cool. I'm gonna, unless nobody wants me to, I'm gonna keep going with examples. Anybody not need examples? Okay, so then people want more examples. Can I erase this? Are we done with this? Numero dos. A triangle that looks something like this. A, B, C, 4, 10, 130 degrees. Almost exactly the same. It's just the orientation of the triangle is different. They called it C. Now, this very easily could be RKS, for example, initials of a great band. So you just have to be able to figure out from the formula kind of where to put things. Are all the examples ABCs? Yes, that's almost unfortunate. Oh, but doesn't label some of the assignment. So you just have to be able to make sure that you're plugging the information in correctly. Man, it's like all ABC. Third example, I'm not going to use ABC. Okay, so anyways, it wants little c, I assume, AB. Yeah. So that's the c. So c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos of c. And so we're going to plug in numbers. A is 10. So 10 squared, I probably shouldn't skip steps yet. 10 squared plus b is 4. 4 squared minus 2 times 10 times 4 times the cos of 130 degrees. Is cos of 130 positive or negative? Mm-hmm. So it's 100 plus 16 minus 20 minus 80. Oh, I'm going to do cos of 130. Cos 130 negative 0.6428. Times 0.6428, 0.6428. I don't punch in negatives because it's negative times negative is going to be positive anyway. So it's 51 plus, nope, yeah, plus 116. 167.424. C equals the root of that. 12.9. 12.9 meters. Questions? See it, Jessica, or anybody else who wants to go back to this for whatever reason? Do that with the first question. I should. Are we okay to move on to the next one? which I assume is gonna be asking for an angle. Yep. Everybody's good? Shorthands, you got this? Number 3, and I'm gonna do it with different letters just to mess with you a little bit. This is L, B, M. Oh, those are great letters. I wonder what they stand for. Not the B part, not interested. All right, so it wants us to find this angle. So we use that to start. So it's B squared equals L squared. There should be little ones. And because an L looks like a 1, I was going to do it in a little bit of handwriting. L squared plus M squared minus 2LM cos of B.
How would you know it's B squared if you don't have the ABC?
Because this is the one that we're looking for. If it's at find angle K, it's gonna be
Oh,
K
yeah.
squared.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the unknowns or the like isolated side always corresponds with the angle that it mentions.
Mhm.
So, but now in this case, we know what B squared is, or we know what B is anyway. So it's gonna be 15 squared equals 10 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 10 times 7 times the cos of B. Now in the textbook, I'll write this in a different color just in case you want it. In the textbook, it shows a way, and I won't be giving you this formula, so you'll have to find it yourself. But to go kind of from this so that it isolates cos of B, it's going to be B squared minus L squared minus M squared all over negative 2LM. That's going to equal cos of B. So really, actually, let me get rid of that. And then if you take the inverse cos of this, then that will give you your angle. But I'm going to keep doing it this way because you won't be given that formula. If you wanted to set it up like that when you start, that's up to you. 15 squared is 225. 10 squared is 100. 7 squared is 49. Minus 2 times 10 is 20. 20 times 7 is 140. Minus 140 cos of B. So now it's 225 minus 100 minus 49. So that's going to be 76. That's 125. 76. I'm going to check it. Equals negative 140 cos of B. Divide both sides by negative 140. $225 minus 100 minus 49. 76 divided by 140. So it's negative 0.5429 equals cos of B. So the inverse cos, which is the cos to the negative 1, of negative 0.5429 equals angle B. $122.9 degrees, 123 degrees. This is another one of my own preferences. I don't like using decimals with degrees, but whatever. 122.9 degrees. Problems? Here's a question. So tomorrow at 9 in the a.m. we have math. And there's probably going to be 1 or 2 people that join the live version. Is it mostly because he'd rather sleep in? It's gonna be recorded, you can watch it later? It's not gonna hurt my feelings, whatever the answer is, I'm just curious. Is that what it is? You prefer to sleep in? I got for sure. Okay, we got some other people. Okay, I'm not the only one. Okay, yes, that's 100% what it is. Okay, all right, I'm just curious. That's all I got for you. I'm gonna show the close up for Jessica, who's skipping, and Brianna doesn't want to tell me why, but that's okay. How does this work? Oh yeah, like this. Oh, my head's in the way. Holy moly, I'm bad at this. Which way does this go? Pause it where it works. Just there was the diagram. I changed the letters just so you guys have practice for that. Anyways, that's all I got. Questions? All right, hop to it, my friends.